Very good evening. My name is Aishwarya Kapoor. Welcome to News Tonight on Rajya Sabha television, where you get a complete roundup of the biggest news stories, including all the updates on coronavirus pandemic. India's coronavirus tally moved close to 15 lakh coronavirus cases today after another day of adding more than 45,000 cases in the last 24 hours. That and much more coming up ahead. And now an update on the coronavirus pandemic, and infections in India have crossed 14.83 lakh. This is the sixth consecutive day when the cases increased by more than 45,000. The number of recoveries is approaching 1 million now, while over 33,400 people have died. India has the third highest caseload of infections after the United States and Brazil.
With 47,704 people testing positive for coronavirus in a day, India's COVID-19 infections crossed 14,83,000 on Tuesday. This is the sixth straight day of over 45,000 new infections in the country. The death toll rose to 33,425, with 654 deaths recorded in a day. Active cases in India are nearing 5 lakh, while over 9.5 lakh people have recovered. Recoveries now exceed active cases by over 4,55,000. The recovery rate is 64.24%. Fatality from COVID-19 currently stands at 2.25% in India as compared to the global average of about 4%. More than 5 lakh COVID-19 tests were conducted for the second consecutive day. India has tested over 1 crore 73 lakh samples so far. Uttar Pradesh on Monday became the first state to test more than 1 lakh samples in a day. The state has tested 20 lakh samples till now, while Maharashtra has tested 19 lakh 72,000. Tamil Nadu leads the testing figures, having tested more than 24 lakh 14,000 samples till now. Andhra Pradesh and Karnataka have tested 16 lakh 86,000 and 11 lakh 76,000 samples so far respectively. This has been made possible by the widespread deployment of the rapid antigen testing, which gives results within half an hour. In some relief, Mumbai, which was the worst affected city in the country in the first 3 months of the pandemic, reported the lowest number of cases in a day in the 3 months. From the highest 8,776 tests conducted on Monday, around 700 samples were positive, which is the lowest in the last 100 days. The overall growth rate of coronavirus cases in Mumbai from 20th to 26th July was 1.03%. The doubling rate in the city is 68 days now, and Mumbai's recovery rate is at 73%. 5 states, Maharashtra, Delhi, Andhra Pradesh and Karnataka, have over 1 lakh cases, or over 63% of the total caseload. Cases in Uttar Pradesh, West Bengal, Telangana and Gujarat contribute 16.54% of the total caseload. A total of 195 districts have over 1,000 cases of COVID-19 in the country. In news from the other states, Odisha's COVID-19 tally shot up to 26,892 with 1,503 fresh cases, while the death toll rose to 147 as 7 more people succumbed to the virus. 7 more COVID-19 patients died in Assam, taking the toll to 86. The state also reported 1,348 new cases. The total number of cases in Assam stand at 33,567. 81 more people, including 16 police personnel, tested positive for COVID-19 in Arunachal Pradesh, taking the state's caseload to 1,239. The Tripura government launched a door-to-door survey simultaneously with imposing 3 days total lockdown in the state in its fight against COVID-19. The West Bengal government too has extended the 2-day per week lockdown in the state till 31st August. However, there will be no lockdown on the 1st of August on Bakrid. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
And the global COVID-19 infections continue to rise, with the Americas accounting for over 50%.
Till Tuesday, global coronavirus cases had crossed 16.5 million and claimed over 6.6 lakh lives. The USA had over 4.4 million cases and 1,50,458 fatalities. On Monday, President Donald Trump toured North Carolina biotech facility that is working on a potential coronavirus vaccine.
And we're here actually today to discuss the exciting progress that we've achieved under the Operation Warp Speed, our historic initiative to develop, test, manufacture, and deliver a vaccine in record time. And that's what it is, in record time. Likewise, therapeutically, we are very, very advanced. You're hearing about it, and you'll be hearing about it a lot more in the next 2 weeks.
Mexico City reopened its cathedral and nurseries despite surging infections in the country that are nearing 4 lakh and 44,022 deaths. Brazil had 87,004 deaths and over 2.4 million cases. President Jair Bolsonaro, who tested positive this month, has now recovered. Australia's Victoria State has new COVID-19 clusters. 384 cases were reported on Tuesday. Many were linked to several aged care centres.
Now, the situation in Victoria aged care is very complex. You have a combination of the community transmission, which is widespread in Melbourne, finding its way into many facilities. And in particular, it has found its way into the aged care workforce.
Japan had a reduced daily increase of COVID-19 cases on Monday, reporting a total of nearly 30,000 cases and 1,000 deaths. Indonesia surpassed 1 lakh coronavirus cases on Monday, while deaths reached 4,901. Vietnam has imposed a partial lockdown in Da Nang after a fresh COVID-19 outbreak. Shops are closed and checkpoints set up in affected areas. From Tuesday, domestic flights will remain suspended for 15 days. 14 new coronavirus cases brought the nation's tally to 438. China had 68 new COVID-19 cases on Tuesday, 57 in Xinjiang. Beijing reported 2 new cases. Several European nations are also experiencing infection resurgence. Germany warned citizens against travel to Spain's Catalonia region, joining France and the UK in warning its citizens. Infections are rising in Spain's Catalonia with over 1,000 new cases daily since last week. Its caseload is over 3.25 lakh with 28,000 deaths. France has over 1.8 lakh cases, while Germany had over 2 lakh cases and 9,118 deaths.
American biotech firm Moderna's potential COVID-19 vaccine has entered the final phase of clinical trials.
On Monday, the company initiated Phase 3 trials on 30,000 volunteers. Phase 1 clinical trial of the vaccine has been found to be safe and provoked an immune response in 45 volunteers. The US government is supporting Moderna's vaccine project with nearly $1 billion. Pfizer and German partner BioNTech have also started Phase 3 human trials of their experimental coronavirus vaccine in the United States. The vaccine has shown promising early-stage results in humans. It hopes to get regulatory approval by October. Early trials of 2 other vaccines, one in the UK and the other in China, also produced antibodies and T-cells that can fight coronavirus. Oxford University's potential vaccine produced a strong immune response in an early-stage human trial. It's now in Phase 2 and 3 trials in England and Phase 3 trials in Brazil. Chinese biotech firm Sinovac's vaccine also produced antibodies to combat the SARS-CoV-2 coronavirus. It is now at Phase 3 stage. Currently, 150 vaccines are in preclinical stages globally, while 24 potential vaccines are under human trials.
The Parliamentary Standing Committee on Commerce met on Tuesday.
The meeting focused on attracting investment for micro, small and medium enterprises in the post-COVID economy. During the 2.5-hour-long meeting, members discussed the challenges and opportunities pertaining to the subject. Secretary in the MSME Ministry, A.K. Sharma, gave a presentation to the members and responded to the questions raised by them. 11 members were present in today's meeting of the committee, headed by V. Vijay Sai Reddy.
In the wake of COVID-19, the centre has prioritized reforms to facilitate ease of doing business to boost economic activity. In line with this, the government will soon set up a single window system to give clearances and approvals for industries.
In its efforts to galvanize business activity, the Modi government is planning to do away with physical inspections and lengthy paper trails to make investment easier. In this regard, Union Commerce Minister Piyush Goyal held an important meeting with sovereign wealth funds, foreign pension funds and others on investments in the infrastructure sector. He informed that the government is working on creating a land bank for industry and for investment purposes. The government has emphasized that through Atmanirbhar Bharat, it is increasing opportunities and investment with a focus on the quality of Indian products and increasing economies of scale for production. A nodal officer has been appointed in every central department and project development cells are being set up to help in development of investable projects in coordination between the central and state governments. The government is also actively considering the Baba Kalyani report on special economic zone.
This genuine single window system will be a great step towards attracting more and more foreign investments and to improve the ease of doing business to the next level, to become below 50 in the ease of doing business. Now we are at 63.
Sustained business reforms over the past several years have helped India leapfrog 79 places from 142 to 63 in the World Bank's Ease of Doing Business rankings. A combination of facilitative reforms, ease of doing business and effective monitoring mechanisms are all steps in that direction. Kriti Mishra, Rajya Sabha TV.
The Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao initiative launched by the Modi government in its first term has shown positive results.
There's been an improvement in sex ratio at birth at the national level from 896 to 899. As many as 15 states have shown remarkable improvement in their sex ratio. Rajasthan has recorded the maximum improvement of 15 points, followed by Gujarat that has improved by 11 points, Himachal Pradesh by 12 points and Haryana, Assam and Jammu and Kashmir by 10 points each. Health Secretary Preeti Sudan commended the strides taken in the Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao campaign at the 6th meeting of the National Task Force held on Monday. Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao was launched by Prime Minister Narendra Modi on 22nd of January 2015 at Panipat in Haryana, with an aim to bring about a transformational shift in the way Indian society looks at the girl child.
In some other news, the centre has released a GST compensation amounting to 13,806 crore rupees to states and union territories for March 2020.
With this, the entire compensation for financial year 2019-20 has been released to the states, the total amounting to 1,65,302 crores. This is against the cess collection of 95,444 crore rupees during the same year. To release the compensation for 2019-20, balance of cess amount collected during 2017-18 and 2018-19 was also utilized. In addition, the centre transferred 33,412 crore rupees from the Consolidated Fund of India to the Compensation Fund to apportion the balance of IGST pertaining to 2017-18.
Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu on Tuesday paid rich tributes to former Union Minister S. Jayapal Reddy on his first death anniversary, saying that Reddy would always be remembered for his oratory, simplicity, down-to-earth attitude and unwavering commitment to principles.
Releasing an online Telugu book, Padi Bhavajalalu, a translation of the English book 10 Ideologies, The Great Asymmetry Between Agrarianism and Industrialism, written by S. Jayapal Reddy, the Vice President described the late leader as a rare politician who was popular across the political spectrum. Highlighting the strong pro-people philosophical perspective in Reddy's speeches, the Vice President called him an analyst who deeply studied literature, philosophy and the economic theories of different countries and saw politics in the light of that study. Naidu added that Jaipal Reddy stayed in public life for decades without ever compromising his ideological outlook and personality. The Vice President consented to unveil the Telugu version of the book in the presence of Jaipal Reddy's family members, followers and politicians from across political lines and ideologies.
It is admirable that Sri Jaipal Reddy stayed in public life for decades without ever compromising his ideological outlook and personality. He served the country with distinction in different capacities and will always be remembered for his oratory, simplicity, down-to-earth attitude, and unwavering commitment to principles he believed in. He is an intellectual with grassroots touch. This is what is needed. We see a lot of intellectuals who lecture, who write, without understanding the grassroots level realities and the repercussions of their thoughts and actions. Country needs such intellectuals like Jaipal, not the armchair intellectuals in politics and public.
In Rajasthan, the Ashok Gehlot government on Tuesday sent a revised proposal to Governor seeking an assembly session from 31st of July after the cabinet discussed the points raised by the governor.
The proposal included the government's reply on the 3 conditions to be met to convene the session. Governor Kalraj Mishra had on Monday said that the government could convene the assembly, but with certain conditions. However, the government reportedly did not mention in the note whether it wanted to seek a vote of confidence in the assembly session. Meanwhile, BJP MLA Madan Dilawar filed another petition before Rajasthan High Court against the merger of 6 BSP MLAs in the state with the Congress. The petition seeks cancellation of the membership of the 6 BSP MLAs from the State Legislative Assembly. The High Court on Monday dismissed his petition over the matter. The BSP will also file a plea in Rajasthan High Court on Wednesday against the merger of 6 BSP MLAs in the state with Congress Party.
And the 2 key accused in the Kerala gold smuggling case, Swapna Suresh and Sandeep Nair, were sent to 5-day customs custody on Tuesday.
Granting customs authorities their custody till 1st August, Chief Judicial Magistrate Court of Economic Offences directed that Swapna Suresh be kept under surveillance of a lady customs officer not below the rank of superintendent. The court also observed that Swapna Suresh be given an opportunity to interact with her children, at least by electronic means, subject to feasibility. In a related development, a special NIA court sent Ramesh Keti, one of the main suspects, to 7-day NIA custody. Ramesh was formally arrested by the NIA on Monday.
The Pakistan government on Monday presented an ordinance in its National Assembly in view of the International Court of Justice ruling in the case of Indian death row prisoner Kulbhushan Jadhav.
Under the International Court of Justice Review and Reconsideration Ordinance 2020, a petition for the review of a military court's decision can be made to Islamabad High Court through an application within 60 days of its promulgation. The Pak opposition opposed the move, but the government insisted it was bound by the July 2019 ICJ ruling that ordered Pakistan to provide consular access to Jadhav and review his death sentence. India had last week accused Pakistan of blocking all avenues for an effective review of the case and said it reserved its rights to avail of further remedies. Indian officials had walked out of a meeting with Jadhav on July 16th after Pakistan breached assurances about providing unimpeded consular access. The ICJ ruled in July 2019 that Pakistan had violated Jadhav's rights under the Vienna Convention on Consular Relations and stayed his execution while calling for an effective review and reconsideration of the sentence.
In more news from Pakistan, India has lodged a strong protest with the Pakistan High Commission over attempts to convert the Lahore Gurudwara into a mosque. The Gurudwara at Naulakha Bazaar in Lahore is the site of martyrdom of Bhai Taru Singh Ji, but has been claimed as the place of Masjid Shahid Ganj. Calling Gurudwara Shahidi Asthan Bhai Taru Singh Ji a historical Gurudwara where Bhai Taru Ji made supreme sacrifice in 1745, the government described the Gurudwara as a place of reverence, considered sacred by the Sikh community. The incident has been viewed with grave concern in India. In another development, Pakistan again violated ceasefire on J&K's LOC with unprovoked ceasefire violation around 10:30 am on Monday. Pakistani troops fired small arms and resorted to shelling with mortars along the LOC in Mankot sector of Poonch district. The Indian Army retaliated befittingly. Pakistan has been violating ceasefire with impunity since the beginning of the year. So far in 2020, over 2,700 ceasefire violations have been reported, in which 21 civilians have been killed and 94 injured. And now an update on the flood situation across different states of the country. The situation worsened in Bihar as waters entered new areas of the 11 affected districts, impairing nearly 24.5 lakh people. Darbhanga is the worst hit district with 8.87 lakh people displaced.
17 teams of the NDRF and 8 of the SDRF are involved in relief and rescue operations. So far, 1.67 lakh people have been evacuated from affected areas. Bihar Chief Minister Nitish Kumar has directed the Water Resources Department to stay alert and ensure 24/7 patrolling of the embankments as 7 rivers are flowing above the danger mark in 15 districts of the state. The Bihar government has announced a compensation of 6,000 rupees to each flood-affected family. The state weather department has warned of more rain till August 1st, especially in the northern parts of the state, which is likely to worsen the flood situation. In Assam, the flood situation improved slightly as the number of people affected by the deluge has decreased by over 2.42 lakh, while that of the districts affected went down by 1. 22.34 lakh people in 22 districts of the state still remain affected, while the death toll climbed to 129. Gwalpara district remains the worst hit with over 4.62 lakh people affected. Meanwhile, the IMD has predicted heavy to very heavy rainfall over Uttarakhand, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, Sub-Himalayan West Bengal, Sikkim and the northeastern states of Arunachal Pradesh, Assam and Meghalaya in the next 3 days. Punjab, Haryana, Chandigarh, Delhi, Himachal Pradesh and Madhya Pradesh are also likely to get rainfall from 29th to 31st July.
Environment Minister Prakash Javadekar released the All India Tiger Estimation Report 2018 on the eve of Global Tiger Day 2020 on Tuesday.
The minister also released a poster on small wild cats of India at the event. Addressing the media briefing in New Delhi, Javadekar informed that India is home to nearly 70% of the global tiger population and it leads the world in showing effective conservation of the wild species. Javadekar said that the tiger is a precious gem of nature and its presence signifies that the forest is in good condition. He added that in 1973 there were only 9 tiger reserves in the country, which has now gone up to 50. He also said that India is ready to provide every assistance to increase the population of tigers across the world.
1973 में जब टाइगर रिजर्व की कंसेप्ट शुरू हुई तो 9 टाइगर रिजर्व्स थे, बढ़ते बढ़ते अब 50 हो गए और खुशी की बात है कि 50 में से एक भी पुअर क्वालिटी नहीं है, फेयर है, गुड है, बेस्ट है, लेकिन एक भी पुअर क्वालिटी का नहीं है। और दुनिया के 70% बाघ भारत में है, भारत को गर्व होना चाहिए। 70% हमारे पास है और 70% बाघों के साथ आज हम दुनिया का नेतृत्व करते हैं। देखो, भारत की ये सॉफ्ट पावर्स है और सॉफ्ट पावर को हमें दुनिया के सामने बहुत तरीके से ले जाना भी चाहिए।
The heads of the governments of tiger range countries had resolved to double the tiger population by the year 2022. In this regard, the St. Petersburg Declaration on Tiger Conservation was signed in 2010. The declaration decided to celebrate 29th July as Global Tiger Day to create awareness about tiger conservation. Javadekar informed that the government has also decided to initiate an ambitious water and fodder augmentation program ensuring adequate water and food to animals. He said the program aims to further increase the tiger population in the country.
Each year, World Hepatitis Day is observed on 28th of July to increase awareness about viral hepatitis. The day aims to raise awareness among people about this serious infection, its consequences, and ways and means to prevent the spread of hepatitis. The theme for this year is Hepatitis-Free Future, with a strong focus on preventing hepatitis B among mothers and newborns. Hepatitis is an inflammatory condition of the liver that is commonly caused by a viral infection. The 5 main strains of the hepatitis virus are A, B, C, D, and E. Viral hepatitis is a global disease, a major public health challenge. Approximately 1.4 million fatalities worldwide occur every year due to hepatitis, and it is the second most leading cause of infection-related deaths after tuberculosis. According to the World Health Organization, hepatitis B and C together are the most common cause of death, claiming 1.3 million lives every year. Amid the novel coronavirus pandemic, viral hepatitis continues to kill thousands of people every day. And with this, we come to an end of this edition of News Tonight. Please take care of yourselves and your families. Stay home, stay safe. Good night.